Ho, ho! Gather round, my dear friends. Lean in a little closer. Tonight, old Santa has a story for you. A story that surprised even me. And trust me, after a few centuries on the job, that's not easy to do. It all began a few Christmases ago, when everything at the North Pole was running smoother than a brand new toy train on polished rails. The elves were singing, the reindeer were restless in the best way, and Mrs. Claus slipped me a double dose of her famous Stay Awake Cocoa. That stuff could wake up a snowman. We were halfway through a sleepy little town in Maine called Pine Hollow. Cozy houses, snow-covered roofs, and that fresh winter smell that makes you believe in magic without even trying. And inside my sack, among all the flashy gadgets and shiny toys, there was one gift that stood out. A simple, hand-knitted scarlet scarf. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't high-tech, but when I touched it, it felt warm. Not warm like wool, warm like a heartbeat. Its destination was a teenager named Sarah, who wrote, "Dear Santa, I don't need toys. I just want to feel warm this Christmas." A simple wish that said a whole lot. So I slipped the scarf into her stocking, gave the house a sprinkle of Christmas stardust, and off I flew. But the next night, Christmas Day, I reached into my sack for some final deliveries, and there it was, the scarf, back again. Same tiny knot in the fringe, same soft pulse of magic, but now it had a new stitch. A tiny stitch the color of pine needles. I blinked. I checked my list. I checked it twice. Still said delivered. So I tried again. The next person who needed comfort was an older gentleman named Mr. Henderson, wishing only for a quiet and peaceful holiday. I left the scarf for him. And the next morning, it was back again. This time with two new stitches, gray ash and winter blue. Now I knew this wasn't a mistake. This was a message. So down I went to Pine Hollow. No sleigh, no red suit, just a plain sweater and a pair of reading glasses. Amazing what people don't notice when they're busy. I found Sarah first. She was sitting on her porch with a mug of cocoa. I asked her gently, "Did you like your gift?" She smiled. "Oh, the scarf, it was beautiful. But our neighbor, Mrs. Gable, had her heat go out on Christmas morning. I gave it to her. And when she hugged me, I felt warm for the first time all year." Then I found Mr. Henderson. He was helping a new family hang lights on their house. "Quiet holiday?" I asked. He laughed. "Not even close. But after I gave that scarf to the family down the street, everything felt right. We spent Christmas together. That's peace, isn't it?" With every act of kindness, the scarf added a new stitch, a new color, a new story. It wasn't meant to warm the person who wore it. It was meant to warm the world. By the time I returned to the North Pole, the scarf was waiting for me. But now it wasn't just scarlet. It was covered in thousands of tiny threads, each one the color of a shared moment, a laugh, a hug, a spark of generosity. For the first time in a long time, even I was speechless. And that's when I finally understood. The scarf wasn't the gift. People were. Their kindness, their willingness to share warmth, their instinct to connect when it matters most. The scarf just held the proof. So now, somewhere out there, the endless scarf is still traveling, still inspiring kindness, still adding stitches every time someone chooses generosity over silence. And who knows, maybe one day it'll find its way to you. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas to all, and to all a warm, kind, generous night.